Oh crap, I'm late. Hey, Cal. Hi, Sandy. Gotta get a beer. Wait, glasses. What am I, 16? Oh, hell yeah. Jacket.
Hear me.
Beer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mic check, mic check.
And we're live in 3, 2, 1.
Hi, we're Tony and Chelsea.
Hi, I'm Chelsea.
And I'm Tony Northrup.
And you're watching News, Booze, and Reviews. And
a special live episode.
A special live episode. And this episode is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform for creating a fast, easy, gorgeous, with all the bells and whistles website or portfolio. And if you think, that sounds good, Chelsea, I want to try that, you can go to squarespace.com and you can try it for 14 days for free, no credit card, no nothing. It's a great exercise, and I think you'll love it. And if you do, you can go to squarespace.com/Tony and use the coupon code
Photo News.
Photo News, and you'll get like 10% off or something like that.
I just revamped my portfolio today.
Did you have fun?
I did, and it only took me 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know. That's why I go in there and I
it
tweak it all the time.
I just completely read the whole thing. Well, let's get right into it. I want people to know that we're doing instant photo reviews today. So you can upload your photo to us.
Does that mean they can upload their photo instantly, or we're just going to instantly review it? Crap. Good.
I don't mean instant in like quantum physics kind of way. I mean like it'll happen within a couple of minutes. But you can go to sdp.io/submit and it'll land right in our Lightroom. Oh my God, how did these pictures already get here?
These people
are
psychic.
eager beavers. They're anticipating.
Are those bundles of sticks?
It looks like cinnamon.
Oh.
But look, pictures are coming in right now. Look, a picture just came in. See, it's really instant. So send us your pictures and we'll be able to take a look at them in just a little bit. First, we have some new gear. If somebody sends us free stuff, we love free stuff.
I do.
Yeah. This is it's another battery charge. We actually have a couple of these.
I need this for my phone.
But they're terribly, terribly useful. Everybody should have at least one. And you can connect, instead of plugging your phone or USB charged camera or other device into the wall, you plug it into this and then you can carry it with you. Bigger ones can charge your phone a couple of times. Smaller ones, more portable, but only work once. This one is a Scud. I can't believe they're using the name Scud.
Scud.
Not only does it sound bad, but it makes you think of missiles and stuff, right? Is that before your time?
It reminds me of Scuttlebutt.
Okay, I guess this is a generational difference
I
here.
think my generation all instantly was like scuttlebutt, and your generation was probably about the missiles.
Yeah. So
what is your generation?
You can buy it.
You're like a boomer, right?
I think flappers.
That's a generation. You're a flapper.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Grew up in the early 20s.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway, they sent it to us for free, so we'll give them a plug, and please send us some free stuff, and we'll advertise it. We have a few bits of news. Do you know about this guy?
Yes. This guy set up his camera, and this macaque came along and took pictures with it, and now people won't give him the intellectual property rights to it. Like,
yeah.
What the heck? That seems like crazy to me.
I'm sorry?
I can't see your computer. I think the interlacing thing.
Oh, okay. We're having a problem where we can't show the screen live, but you can see it this way. So we'll pause for a minute and fix that in.
Yeah, so this is why I have a problem with that. You set up the camera with all of the settings, And a monkey literally came along and took the picture, and they're giving the monkey credit? That's crazy.
Yeah, so Wikipedia decided to use this picture, and the photographer didn't want them to do that. So the photographer filed a copyright claim saying you don't have the copyright to use this picture in this way. And Wikipedia, and they went to court about this, said the photographer did not take the picture. Even though he owned the camera, the monkey took the picture. And there are laws in the United States which would govern the copyright laws here that say non-human entities can't hold copyrights. Therefore, there is no copyright on this picture, and we're free to show it. We're free to use it in any way we want. It's a self-portrait taken by a macaque.
A macaque pic.
Sounds like a terrible
Every
thing.
lady has gotten one of those.
All right.
Chit Chat, my favorite segment where I get to read and respond to people's kind of crazy YouTube comments.
They're pretty crazy.
We deal with
We
a
get a
lot.
lot of comments.
Why do you think we have to drink so much?
Yeah.
Gavril O'Prink says, "The white Jamie Foxx, LOL." You really do look like Jamie Foxx. I don't know why he had to point out
we
that
had
you're
2
white. That's
people
racist.
in a couple of days decided to tell me this, and I never heard the white Jamie Foxx before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went and looked at pictures of Jamie Foxx. I could kind of see it.
And you sing just like him.
And act.
Yeah. Taking
chit-chat.
pictures is like making love to a beautiful woman. Then suddenly, all her clothes fell off. What?
We really just need help with this comment. Like, what did Spoif mean by this? What did he mean?
I think
the first part makes sense. Taking pictures is like making love to a beautiful woman. I guess that would be a great experience, and he thinks photography is great. But then suddenly all her clothes fell off. She was dressed
when he was
making love, and then her clothes disappear. And I don't know if that made the experience better. Or
how was that like photography?
I just don't understand how he was making love and then her clothes fell off.
I don't know. Taylor Swift looks shocked.
All right, well, let us know if you can decipher what Spoif meant by that.
Nobody's going to know. I don't want to hear about your experiences, but let's just not ask people.
It's an analogy.
It's an analogy for people that don't know analogies. Instant photo reviews.
But there's a technical glitch because Justin's not able to switch to this. So we're going to have to take a minute to fix that sooner or later. Refresh that and see if we have any questions or comments.
We don't.
Okay.
I think everything just shocked everyone. They're all disappointed. They can't believe Spoif. Oh no, I broke it. We break everything around here. Oh.
Can you talk about this and I will head off camera and talk to Justin?
I can, but it's like it will take me like 1 second.
Here, you can flip through the slides and we'll back up to it. Sorry for the problem.
Tony thought this story was riveting, and so did Taylor Swift. GoPro has a new, what would you call it? Not a feature, like an add-on. What's the word I'm looking for that I can't find?
Special feature.
Accessory.
Accessory, that's good.
You can hook it up to your dog so you can see your dog's really boring, pampered life. He's going to be eating food. They broke me. You guys, look.
Yeah, that's what we're working on, Michelle, so it's going to cut in and
I'm
out
supposed
while
to
we
just
try
talk
fix
about that. All the things you can see your dog doing. Allie, what do you think your dog would do with the GoPro on? Poop?
Poop. Run.
Running?
Dig.
Digging. So all in all, a really great investment. Way to go. You can go to sdp.io/fetch and see more. I wouldn't do that. They'd probably scratch it off. They'd probably go, maybe they could go in the water with it. I'm just scrolling through.
Yeah, so we're just going to have to take a break for a second while we try to fix this because we need the screencast to be able to work. So, Chelsea, you're up.
Oh, man. Maybe I can read some angry comments for all of you. Darlene Watkins, what's the update on the Photoshop tutorial? So actually, Darlene, thanks for saving me because now I have something to talk about. I'm making an entire Photoshop DVD, and I wanted to do a really practical, comprehensive one. So I'm starting from the very beginning, showing you all of the tools that you can use in Photoshop. And then I'll be showing you how to edit portraits, retouch skin, eyes, put on makeup, all of the basic things, get rid of flyaways, enhance eyes, just basically every workflow any working portrait photographer would want to go through when doing portraiture. And also landscapes, night photography. I'll be covering all different types of photography and how you'll deal with your pictures in Photoshop. So I've done like hours of video so far, but I'm still working on it. I'm kind of a perfectionist, and I think it should be out in probably a month or two. And Tony is doing a Lightroom series of the same thing, but he's not really as cool as me. As you can see, he messed up this whole setup. So if I were you, I'd get mine. And that's it about that.
I guess just try unplugging the middle.
You know what else is new? What's up
No,
with
that one's the
Hannibal?
2D. Oh, that one's okay. Yeah, that's good.
When's it coming back on? Does anyone else watch that show? I know it's off the air. I've been watching reruns.
Yeah.
It makes
not until next May. Doesn't come back. That's a long time.
I'll just keep watching the reruns.
Yeah. Over and over.
Over and over. I think I talk about it every week. Nobody's showed any interest, and I just keep going on and on about it. Guys, how's it going?
Guys, we could send interesting comments to Chelsea so that she can talk
It's
about
just
stuff
me and
while we try
Darlene
to fix this.
Watkins. Darlene, can you hear me? I think everyone that comments should get their own song, and that would probably encourage less comments. So
Which cable is this? Can you trace that cable back?
I'm so sorry.
I feel the one I'm wiggling.
I'm not interesting. I was also the one that made us late today. So maybe you all should just go get a drink of alcohol. You know, I bet everyone I know is watching this because we went out to dinner last week and my brother-in-law was like, I saw your show. You messed up. Good job. Allie in the background is going, So now everyone I know will see it and tell me how I
It is that.
I talked about
cable.
Darlene
Go ahead
Watkins
and
too
leave those
much.
other two unplugged.
In the middle?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then restart the
Like-
switcher.
Here's a comment. Has anyone used a track lighting system at a studio?
And then unplug the switch box.
Okay. So
At a
unplugged
studio?
and
At a
off.
studio.
Yeah, go ahead and plug
A
it in.
track lighting system at a studio.
We wanted to use something like a track lighting system. You mean just having all of your lights hanging from the ceiling? It clears up floor space.
And
So I'm
don't
sure
plug
people have
anything in,
done
just,
something
let's hope it
similar.
detects it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. And we have one comment, someone else watches
I
Hannibal,
got it.
so
One here.
good for you.
Ah, good. Okay.
We have something to talk about.
So now you should be able to plug the other things in.
Any other questions, Richard?
When are you coming to Norway?
It's too expensive there. We tried to go to Norway to Oslo, and I saw that beer was like $9, so
These are like the most expensive.
that's not my
cities in
kind
the
of life.
world.
It's so expensive. Yeah. Yeah, and we went to Sweden instead, which was also very expensive. It's weird. I only know the prices of alcohol in every single European country. But I do.
Chelsea, how did it go filling in?
I should not have my own show. And I'm pretty sure we lost all the viewers except for Darlene Watkins. We're BFFs right now.
Okay,
And
good.
whoever is watching Hannibal, also friends.
We're ready for some photo reviews, unless you want to just keep talking.
No, yeah, I had
It sounded
so
like
many.
you were
I had so many
having a
good
pretty
things
good
to
time with
say. So many good things to say, but I'm gonna go on with what we had planned.
I think this is the case where letting Jesus take the wheel would actually be a good idea. Oh, I got to turn off auto import.
Oh
Sorry.
man, you are like, whew, there goes our marriage.
Okay. What do you think about this picture? We've done some.
I would call
windmills.
it behind the scenes windmill, and I'd spot color it. Just the black window. And then color.
I don't think you would. I think it's a good picture. I would like to see a little more interest in the sky, maybe some clouds, and it'd be nice if it was moving, just to see a little movement in the blades. Adorable kid. I think it's a good portrait. Nice background blur. I'm not sure the eyes are completely sharp.
Well,
Wow, that's
well.
a noisy picture.
Wow. But the when you're zoomed out, I like it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing it cropped a little tighter. There's a little more room over his head than necessary, but it doesn't need too much. Exposure is great. That's a cute picture.
Bird on the lamb's butt. That's what I would call it. Just a suggestion.
What's with the sheep being dyed blue? Is that a thing?
They do that when they're choosing which one to eat.
Seriously?
No.
Oh.
That's
You're so used to just improvising and filling time now.
I'm a good
You
liar.
tricked me.
My
What you
name's not
could
even
do
Chelsea.
Is I don't know what the blue is. It's weird, but you could go ahead and just paint it out.
What are you doing?
I'm actually just meaning to desaturate that.
Oh my
There we
gosh,
go.
you're
Look,
a
I got rid of the
wizard.
blue.
You are a wizard.
We have a Lightroom DVD coming out soon.
Maybe it won't be so terrible after all.
It didn't really need much, but overall I like it. I know people always complain that I crop too much, but
You do. You're doing it again.
But there's a lot here that's not our subject, and it just depends on the size of the image being viewed. I think that would be fine if you were making a big print or if you already had
Yeah,
people's
but you
attention.
cut out all those beautiful grasses. Why'd you do that?
Fair enough.
Okay, you don't care. You don't love me. You never did. What is this? Is it a bird?
Nobody knows.
It's beautiful. Let me zoom in and see that. That's it.
This was taken with a 30D. It's been a while since I saw one of those. And a 600mm lens. It turned out great. Very sharp, beautiful background. It's all the way zoomed in,
Yeah,
but
it's beautiful.
it's not a super high resolution camera. So nicely done. Perfect. Great light.
Nicely
Nice catch
done.
light in the eyes. Ostrich here.
I think that let's bring up the shadows. That's my favorite thing to do.
I know it was a real challenge to get the eye in
Oh,
focus
look at
here
those
because it could have
eyeballs.
easily focused on the bill. But yeah, with the little shadows, we really want to see this texture in the eye. And I was going to say the last picture had the catch lights. This one doesn't. And that made so much difference. It's so much better already. Great. A little bit of bringing up the shadows.
Bringing up the shadows. You crap. I bring up the shadows. We're a team. What is that?
I guess it's kind of, maybe it's the side of a bottle or a can covered in moisture. I don't know. My eye doesn't have any place to land here. I guess it's kind of abstract. Maybe it would make sense in the context of a series or something. But this doesn't make a lot of sense.
Maybe it would work better in black and white. It already kind of
It's
almost is.
black and white already.
Oh. I think that's a little better.
Okay.
There. Perfecto.
All right, nice long exposure along the shoreline. I think it's a beautiful shot. I like the way the line follows through and goes off into the horizon here. Got a boat on the horizon that's all lit up. Looks like a really nice shot. What do you think?
I think
I kind of want to bring the oranges down. I don't know, I just hate that super deep orange that you get.
I know you do.
Oh, though I did that and
then you ruined it.
I ruined the sky.
Yeah.
So I would just have to do it selectively. Really
It's
rough
hard
job.
for me to tell on my monitor here, but is the horizon crooked? Or is that just my monitor or something?
I was just wondering the same thing. Let's tell you what, you pull up the cropping tool here and
That's pretty level.
yeah. It's pretty close. I can't complain.
Bob Machado.
Nicely done. All right, we want to jump back into the presentation. How much of this did you get through?
I just was scrolling because I didn't know some of your stories.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know. It was a rough time.
Did you do the D810 thing?
No. The D810 has a flaw.
Oh, people always have
boo-boo.
fits when any camera has some minor problem. And this problem is so minor that I did not even bother to check to see if our D810 has this problem. But
Well, you couldn't have checked because I just threw it in the garbage.
you heard about the problem and just tossed it?
Yeah. I can't shoot with an imperfect camera.
Here's the problem that everybody's freaking out about. If you happen to have the camera in 1.2x mode, which crops it down a little bit, we've never used this.
And you take a long exposure.
Right. You might put it in crop mode to take faster pictures. But if you happen to be doing that and taking a long exposure, then you can get some random white spots.
Yeah, you can get white spots.
On
But they'll
some-
fix it. They said that you just send it back and they fix it.
Yeah, Nikon's been great about this stuff. We have another story.
What?
Where is it?
Where's your story? Uh-oh.
About the free D610. D600s had oil spot issues where oil
the
spots would
sensor?
appear on the sensor. And there was a lawsuit, and as part of the claim, Nikon just is replacing people's D600s with D610s. So if you have one of these problematic D600s, they will just give you the new generation of the camera.
Oh my God, they're giving
Nikon's
you a
a
new
great
camera?
company. Like, nobody bats 1,000. Everybody has issues. This oil spot issue was a big issue. The D810 issue is not even something I've not even bothered to check. But if there's a little black dot in your tripod hole, that means that yours has been patched, fixed. And most of the new ones shipped have already been fixed.
Okay.
If not, then you might have to send it back. But
Okay.
you might never notice. We'll go back a little bit. See what else we had here. You talked about the GoPro Fetch.
Yeah.
Seems pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to ramble on about these lenses because this Handivision 40mm
The
f0.85.
fastest lens ever.
It's shipping now, and people are buying it, and I'm so irritated by this lens because they're bragging about it being the fastest lens ever. First, it's an APS-C lens. So if you want to understand how fast it is relative to 35mm terms, you have to multiply it by the crop factor. So if you put it on micro four thirds lens, it becomes a 60mm f1.3. APS-C, it becomes an 80mm f1.7. And neither one of those numbers is all that exciting. Still good, but not the fastest thing ever. I mean, you could take this particular lens and focus it down to even smaller sensor and you'd have an even faster lens, I guess.
Yeah.
But you can't look at the f-stop is meaningless unless you factor in the sensor size. So I want to suggest an alternative to the 40mm f0.85. Take a look at for $2,300, which is what it costs, you could get a camera and a lens and get better performance out of that, and you'd have a whole camera. So for that money, you could get an A7, which is a full-frame mirrorless camera for $1,500, and then spend $300 on the excellent Rokinon 85mm f1.4. That's Chelsea's close-up camera here. We use it all the time. We used it for the picture of yours that made it to 500 pics. And like the Handivision, it's manual focus, but it's sharper. The Handivision's almost useless wide open because it's so blurry. And that would save you, what, $500? Another alternative, you could get a brand new D610 full frame, stick on that same Rokinon. You'll get shallower depth of field. You'll be gathering more light and you'll get sharper results. And you'll have a whole camera body instead of this stupid
Huge
fastest lens ever. What a cheat.
You give too much useful information.
I had to save people thousands of dollars.
They don't want that. They want...
I know it's not as exciting as like, oh, hey, there's this new lens. It's not practical. You can't manual focus. Remember in Luxembourg? He had
I recall Luxembourg.
He had one of these, and he wanted us to pose for pictures, and it took forever because it's manual focus and the depth of field is so shallow, and it's just a lot of work. You want an autofocus lens for that. I suggested a manual focus lens just to be on par, but that lens is only $300. I don't want anybody spending $2,300 on a manual focus blurry lens from a company you've never heard of. Speaking of small sensors, the
What?
I'm blanking on the name of the company.
I was blanking.
What's the name of this company, Justin? That makes the speed boosters.
Metabones.
Metabones.
Mm.
They make adapters, but they're smart adapters, and they can either like get rid of some of that crop factor that you experience, and they can do things like activate image stabilization on your lenses. They finally made an adapter for Canon to micro four thirds, and this is
Oh, no way. So you can put your Canon lens on your micro four thirds camera?
yeah, and we do that, but we do it with a cheap adapter that doesn't have image stabilization.
Oh, this is a game changer.
It is really important because a lot of video makers have been using Canon and are now switching to the GH4s like we did, but you can't use your old lenses with image stabilization. You kind of need image stabilization. So for us, I've been so excited to use that Panasonic and do wildlife videography with like the 400 and 500 millimeter lenses.
Have you been doing that already?
I have been.
Why didn't you tell me?
But I don't have image stabilization because the adapter doesn't support it.
You haven't been doing it with this yet. Okay.
Right. So we don't have this. We requested one for review, but this would let us stabilize our telephoto lenses and just really improve the video quality. And you know, just
Well, hold on to your seats.
It has
I
a
see some really
0.7
good
crop
video in
factor.
our future. Squarespace. People told me to sing more. Who said that? It's their fault. Squarespace. I was an opera singer for about 7 years. Am I supposed to say more than that about Squarespace?
I just wanted to add that today previously I had my pictures divided into 4 categories. I had like travel, fun stuff, commercial stuff, wildlife.
Are you talking about your Squarespace portfolio right now?
My personal Squarespace
Okay.
portfolio, which is at northrupphotography.com. And I looked at the stats because they provide excellent analytics. And what I found is that 85% of people only looked at whatever the homepage was.
I know.
Only 15% of people went to click on any of the other
People
categories.
have no time for us.
So I had it defaulting to travel, I think.
Yeah.
But then people went there and they looked at my travel pictures. They never saw my commercials work. They never saw any of my wildlife work. And I had like 50 pictures up or something like that. maybe 40 pictures going to the portfolio now.
That's me.
That's you. So
That's
now,
double me.
let me reload that. Now you can see there's just a portfolio link here,
Yeah.
and I just have my best pictures from all categories in it. I narrowed it down to like 15 pictures, which is really hard out of the hundreds of thousands of pictures we've taken and the like 40 pictures that I had in my portfolio before.
Yeah.
I just narrowed it down to my 15 favorite pictures. So now I think more people will see more of my best work. It's something I suggest everybody do. But because I did it with Squarespace, it's just so easy to do. You can just hit the escape key and you jump right in here. And then if you want to reorder something, you just do it like that. And moving stuff between different galleries was so easy. I just click a picture and, oh, well, I only have the one gallery now. But if you had another gallery, there's an option here for just move to a different gallery.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just moved them all into the new gallery here and
I
then
like to look at
deleted the others.
I like to look at these analytics here. Oh, that's not it.
I think it's the one right above that. Yeah.
This one. That's so cool. You can see how many people are looking at your page every day and which pages they're looking at. That's one of my
Yeah.
favorite things to look at. Well, not like in life on my portfolio. I'm not that boring.
Yeah, so this is what, well, I actually switched the default here. But you can see that the vast majority of people only look at the one page. So I guess the lesson I'd like to make twofold. One, cut down the number of pictures in your portfolio.
Cut them down.
Understand that people are only going to spend a few seconds on your website, and
Everyone
you need
has
to hook them
ADD.
and leave them with something memorable.
Yep.
You love your pictures. Other people, they need to see just your best view. And also, Squarespace is a great place to set up a portfolio.
Do you think so?
I genuinely like it. They're
I
our
do too.
sponsors. They make all this possible. But their stuff just works. It's super easy. And before, when I updated my portfolio, it used to be such a long process.
Yeah, it's fast now.
And it would take an afternoon, and I got the whole thing done in 10 minutes.
When they
Reorganized
actually watch one of our videos and end up dropping us, I'm gonna cry and I'm gonna drunk call them like
Mhm.
they're my ex. I'm gonna be like, I like you. I really liked you. No one else is gonna really like you like I do.
Yeah, I'd have a hard time moving on.
I would too. And
Squarespace.
then I'd tear them out of all my pictures. 'Cause nobody leaves Chelsea in the corner.
If you want to set up your own portfolio, go to squarespace.com/Tony. And then after your 14-day free trial, if you want to keep it, use the coupon code PHOTONEWS. That lets them know that you heard about them from us.
From us, and then maybe they won't dump me and make me cry.
Have you read these comments yet?
Chit Chat, where we read the unreasonable comments from the people that watch our videos. Mr. Tommy Badger says, neither of these people are real photographers. You can tell by their clothes. Real photographers wear dark colors so that they can get down in the mud and grass for those low-angle shots so their clothes don't reflect in subjects. Also, real photographers wear comfortable shoes suitable for climbing on ledges, roofs, and in trees. Flip-flops and white shirts mean they care more about their appearance than getting the shot. Thanks, Tommy Badger. I learned a lot.
Yeah, good tips. From now on,
Really
I will
hot tips.
be like a ninja in Tom's.
Tommy Badger just said whatever he wanted. Tommy Badger doesn't
Don't
give a
care.
shit. And you know what? I'm not a real photographer. I've never even taken a picture. It's just like, I've
Yeah.
been lying.
Somebody finally found us out. It was so
Thank you,
obvious
Tommy
the whole
Badger.
time. Well, we appreciate your tips, Tommy, on how to dress. We will aspire to be like a real photographer. I've not even seen a real photographer, I
No,
don't think.
I don't think so.
But I'll
Just
keep
at
my
weddings.
eye out for the guy dressed in all black with sensible shoes in the mud and grass.
AKA.
He'll probably be covered in dirt and stuff because that's what real
It's like
photographers do.
a goth grandmother. All black, sensible shoes. Full
Oh,
ledges. And
He also says that they spend a lot of time climbing on ledges, roofs, and trees.
I do.
And in trees.
But I do that in trees.
In trees. You got to get the job done. A photographer is mostly parkour.
It's like a
Rappelling.
monkey
You have to be like a member of a
slash
SWAT team.
ninja.
Batman. Batman would be a great photographer.
Oh my God.
He can get onto the roofs.
That's
He's
what
already
that's
wearing all
about,
black.
Batman?
He's just a photographer.
I bet Batman would shoot Leica. He'd be like, I don't have time. The new Batman has that voice. He'd be like, I gotta get the Modi shots.
Gotta get him.
Gotta get those shots. Jose, I thank you from Portugal for such a great review without sniffing test, but with cigar smoke. LOL. What is that? What's the sniffing test?
Jared Polin. I
love Jared Bolin. He's got all the hair.
yeah, and he has a sense of smell. I have,
You have
Congenital
congenital
anosmia.
anosmia. Tony can't smell at all. So
Yeah.
every time you watch a sniff test, I guess you're just discriminating against a man with a birth defect.
yeah, so
no, if you're
I
fine
just
with that.
do the best I can
Yeah.
with the camera reviews without a sense of smell. And yes, some people notice. I guess some people prefer it.
You've gotten by.
Yeah.
You'll live. Live questions and comments.
What you got there, Charles?
Oh gosh, I just, you know the person that said they liked Hannibal and I said we could be friends? That was my already friend Siobhan. So good match, Siobhan. We did it. We did it.
Siobhan's our screener out of Philly. So if Siobhan tells you that you're being rude, she's accurate.
Oh,
She's
Jerry
right.
Johnson was the one that told me to sing more, so you guys can blame him for everything that happened. Allah says, Chelsea, my wife loves your necklace. Thank you. I got it at Target. It was like $10. You can
No,
get-
you don't know how to do this. You should brag about how expensive.
I'm
You
rich.
should be like,
This
oh,
is all jewels from the jeweliest places on earth.
yeah.
Michael Gru Nielsen says, come to Denmark. Beer in Norway and Sweden is too expensive. We've been to Denmark.
Yeah, we've been to Copenhagen.
We went
Beautiful
to
place.
We love it
Fantastic.
there. We
It
love
was very expensive, though.
There's,
I don't know where he's when he's talking
it was
about it not being
expensive,
expensive.
So
Copenhagen's a very expensive
Mhm,
place.
but it was beautiful.
Yeah, it
and
is
there's a
fantastic.
statue of a man kicking babies. there.
Yeah.
So
It's one of their favorite pastimes. You know, we have American football. In the UK, they have soccer.
yeah, baby kicking.
They have baby kicking in Denmark.
I won't. Shh, don't say that. They get very sensitive
Nobody
about that.
tosses us questions anymore. No technical questions. No.
No, but these
What
questions are
aperture
better.
or-
John Supko says, Chelsea, how is the Nikon D810 working out? I really like it, actually. It's been a really fast change. Usually I have problems with other cameras, like the buttons aren't functioning the way I'd like them to, or the image quality is lower than I'd like, but so far so good. One of my favorite things is it's really easy to delete photos. I don't know. It's just like practical and easy to use, and I've been getting great photos, so.
Yeah, it hasn't really been a problem. The only thing is we don't have there's no good 70 to 200 for it like there is in the Canon world. We have a video coming out where we discuss it further.
Yeah,
but
yeah. And I am actually making a video soon about how to take senior portraits for you portrait photographers out there, and I'll be using the D810, and I don't have the 70 to 200, so it'll be interesting to see
well,
what happens.
we have to fall back to the Canon.
Our Canon's broken.
We have Canons.
I'm not using them.
Let's take a look at some photo reviews. If you want to
Instant
send your own in, go to
photography.
stp.io/submit.
Oh, I like that. Where are you going?
Hang on, I'm just going to get rid of these real quick so we don't look at them again.
Someone asked me what I thought of the final episode of Lost, James Martin. It was trash. It made me realize the past 6 years had been a complete waste of my life. And if I could hurt someone, one of the writers, I would do it. Trash. Richard, you liked it?
No, I'm still feeling it.
You're still trying to wrap your mind around the season finale of Lost.
I gave 6 full years.
I gave 6 years, and I had to let them go in a raft and metaphorically burn them.
You know what? That's probably the best.
That's the best way to do it, and
Yeah.
drinking doesn't hurt.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alexis and Richard, our studio audience.
Hello. Hey guys.
Our overly supportive studio audience that still talks about Lost.
We
with us.
have an kind of abstract picture of a candle reflecting onto a wall here, and I think it's nice. It's got a nice balance to it. It's not something I've seen before.
Norma Jean.
I don't know what else to say about it, but I like it.
We
have
could
no
sing
suggestions
Candle
for it.
in the Wind together. Someone did say we were the Sonny and Cher of photography.
I hope things turn out better for us.
I'm going to send you on a ski trip.
Dark.
Too soon.
Too soon. I know it drives people crazy, but I'm going to crop this because this barb is bothering me. I think it throws the
No.
balance off a little bit.
No.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Just, I kind of like the wide panoramic perspective almost. Though
People
now.
call you Tony Northrup. I didn't want to have to be the one to tell you.
Beautiful picture, nice lighting, great exposure, good blur. Cinnamon sticks.
Bundles of cinnamon sticks.
Yeah, I think it's a great shot.
I like it.
Compositionally, I wouldn't mind if you'd zoomed in a little bit or moved around a
You're
little
not
bit.
gonna
I'm not going to try to crop it because you guys have been.
I just think, that's squash. That's interesting. It's like a
Yeah.
half pipe of squash with two people behind it.
Yeah, I like the context. You definitely get the
know.
impression that it's in a store and
Yeah.
interesting shot. I don't know what to suggest about it. I guess there you go.
This is cool lighting.
Yeah, that is nice light. They kind of found a spot with cool light and
Yeah.
then posed somebody there. And that's a great thing to do. Just keep your eye open for something like this. The light is
Yeah.
streaming through. It made a really interesting spot for a portrait.
It looks like honeycomb, so bring her back in a bee suit. And I think you'll have your shot.
Good pose too. They had her interacting with it. They had her put her hand out like that. That's nice. That worked out really good.
She's like, "Why are we here?
You know, her
You said we
shirt's
were going to Dairy Queen."
a little busy.
Yeah.
If you put her in a white dress or something simpler and took her back to the spot, that'd be nice. Landscape shot. Beautiful picture.
Where
Nikon
is that?
D5300. The architecture here looks kind of Mediterranean, but
Yeah.
I do not know. I can't place it. I've not been here, but I want to say like Tuscany.
I was thinking that too.
Well, beautiful shot. Great contrast in the sky, especially that area. We spent some time there, and I don't know that we ever saw a clear sky or the white puffy clouds you want. We had almost all overcast sky, so I think this might be an HDR shot or they recovered the highlights. But
Yeah,
they
it
did the
looks good.
right thing in that bringing some texture back out in the sky, because
They
that's more
did.
what your eye sees.
They did the right thing.
This seems like a shot of somebody's hotel room. And
Yeah, but you know what? This would be a great shot for TripAdvisor. Or maybe they could get hired to take pictures for hotels. That's probably what they do, actually, because I don't see their stuff in the picture.
yeah, they must have walked
And the
right
lights
into
are
the
on.
room.
They put both the lights on like you do. Like you do. I think you did a great job.
Okay, good. You're making some good real estate suggestions and turning all the lights on. They shot with a wide-angle lens, which makes it seem bigger than it really is. I'll just say that there's a lot of distortion here. See how much this wall is tilting to the side? You can straighten some of that out.
Okay.
Just a thought.
I think
that
they
would make
did
it
a
little
great
more
job, though.
good.
I want to know if that's their job or how did you get the job? I'm looking for a job.
Yeah, what's the story behind this picture? Another thing
Yeah.
you can do is a little either recovery of the highlights. We don't have the raw file.
It depends what's there. If it's next to a strip mall, you did the right thing.
That's true.
If it's an ocean view, you might want to show that.
Yeah, you can either recover highlights or do HDR. It's common in
Oh my gosh,
real
look at
estate
this
photography.
sad little monkey. He
Why
has.
do you think he's sad? He's got a coconut or
He
something.
only has a coconut.
Oh, he's really adorable. That's a cute picture. It's just a hair underexposed, but it seems like it's oversaturated too. I don't know why the greens are so intense, but
You can't fix that once it's been done.
yeah, we can't back it out. But cute picture, great eyes on that
Really cute.
little monkey.
So wrinkly, yet he seems young. That's the tragic life of a monkey.
Wow, beautiful nighttime shot. Just a great spot here.
Where are you, Habib?
I think they did everything right. They did an intentionally long exposure at f22 to let the water kind of blur. It's at ISO 100, so it's as noise-free as it can possibly be. There still is some noise, but it's it seems to be properly exposed. Great shot. I appreciate you going out at night. I know it takes a lot of patience to get these 20-second exposures.
It's lonely.
But you did a great job with it.
Do a long exposure, and I know this isn't technically photography advice, but I like to dance a little in between, right? Because it gets cold at night.
Yeah, you have to do something to occupy yourself.
Yeah.
Night photography is a good group outing because you can take a picture and then
No,
chat
it's
with
not.
people. You like the solitude.
I like the solitude because I've gone out in groups before, and you always have the doofy guy stomping around your tripod, shaking your shot. That's happened to me. You get on a dock, and then they walk all around, and you're like, stop it.
Yeah, you
I'm
become
a solitary
aware of
creature.
every little bump, every little vibration. Yeah, it can be really tough.
I've tried it. You got to go out alone, or get a friend that I like going out with you. I wouldn't go out with Alexis.
So here we have a nice portrait. Exposure's nice. What do you think? It's a very high key portrait.
It reminds me of that show Touched by an Angel. She's the angel.
I have no metadata on this.
No metadata.
Um,
It's nice and clear.
Yeah, there's a lot of noise, especially in black and white, and it doesn't look too bad. But at the same time, noise sometimes visually looks like skin problems, and she clearly has perfectly clear skin, so it wouldn't hurt just to crank up the noise reduction some, just so this camera isn't making her skin look
I mean, that's not the
worse than
ideal
it
way
is.
to edit the skin. I have a Photoshop video about that. Wink. But I guess you could do it like that.
Yeah, but just to zoom in, we'll look at, man, oh, here we go.
What? Oh, look at you. Oh, look at you.
Well, oh, what did I do? Okay. There we go. So now you can kind of see the before and after, and it definitely makes the skin
Softens
look
the skin a little.
better without removing all the texture, but you're right. Photoshop is a better way to do it. Let's move on. We talked about the free D610.
What's the jaunt?
This
That
is
makes me
kind of a
uncomfortable.
custom-made 360-degree camera.
Did you imagine this a few months ago?
I predicted it
I
on
thought you
our
did.
show.
I remember you talking about this.
Yeah, I described a system where small GoPro-like cameras would be mounted on the outside of a sphere pointing out so that we could
did.
record 360, and then it would allow you to play back the video with something like an Oculus VR system, and you'd be able to move around and see exactly what the person saw. So now they're recording a real World War II movie. This is version 1 of their system, which is almost exactly what I described, and this is version 2. So they made some refinements to it. I guess they decided, you can see there's not as much, there's more resolution around the outside than there is at
Maybe
the
you
top.
don't look up as much.
Because, yeah, I guess there's not that much detail
Yeah,
in the
I don't
sky.
I don't do that much.
Yeah, so they kind of figured out it's simpler if we just put all our
And then
resolution
there's one
around
GoPro in the front.
so that's smart. Yeah, I don't
Cool.
know, that's
Oh,
unrelated.
maybe, I don't know what that is.
Anyway, they're recording a World War II movie. So once they record it, you'll be able to put on your VR goggles, and then you'll be able to experience the movie in a first-person way, including being able to turn your head and look around and experience the
Who
situation.
thought of that? Now you get
I
to
did.
be in World War II.
I thought of it months ago.
Yeah, but I'd want to experience something better than World War II.
Oh, I would love to experience World War II. I mean, it's not good times or anything.
Why can't they make it at Disney World or something? Like where you'd be like, this is fun.
I'm pretty confident that there's going to be a whole market of fun things
They're like,
developing
what are
around this
dudes
system.
like?
I don't
Movies and World
know.
War II.
What is the first thing that technology is always used for? World War II, of course.
World War II.
Anyway, they're running into a lot of challenges because, of course, it's 360 degrees, which means you can't have any cameramen around. There's no B-roll. You can't have a producer or a director or an extra anywhere nearby. They have to completely clear the visible area. They have to go hide behind a building or a hill and then let the actors go about it. And then after it's done, they all have to come out. It's
You could put it on a Roomba. Just saying, you could put it on a Roomba.
anyway, it's opening up, I think it's the future of film, and it's opening up a whole new world of challenges for filmmakers, because it's this, they have to create this immersive environment. And I suspect in short order it'll become very CG. It'll be computer generated. But for the time being, we're trying to do this with live actors and live directors using our old structures. And
Yeah.
you know, not only do they have video from like 20 cameras, but no actors. Richard, it looks like you want to say something.
That's my first time ever seeing that. I didn't know they were shooting with that now. And that
Are you
looks,
excited?
Yeah, that looks pretty incredible. Yeah.
Are you familiar with the Oculus Rift VR headsets?
I am, yeah, but I've
Yeah.
never. Yeah, that's to do that. Like you said, you got to get rid of everything. No crew. You just gotta. You gotta. Shoot
Unless
them.
the actors became a cameraman.
Well, there you go. Oh, that's.
Oh, or the Roomba.
Well, that is kind of what happens. One of the actors has to wear this in his head, and he's playing you as you watch the film.
Oh my gosh,
Because
that's so
it's this
meta.
first-person view. Anyway, I'm super excited for this. And also I'm kind of
So is
saying
Taylor
I told you so.
Swift. I just want to say, bang up Photoshop job on my part.
We've
What's
been
this?
playing with this. This is a new app from the company Instagram. And I wish we had
They
a
make things?
sample video ready for you. We did record some. We've been playing with it. But stay tuned. We're going to go into more detail about this. But basically, it does long-term time lapses that are nice and smooth. So you can record yourself walking somewhere or running somewhere or driving somewhere, and it comes
And
out
it
like
stabilizes it?
super nice and stable.
Is
and
that what you
smooth.
were doing earlier?
Yeah, exactly. And it worked fantastic. And we just didn't get the video ready for the live show. But it's very cool. So go check it out. Right now, it's only for the iPhone. It uses the phone's like GPS and gyroscopes and stuff to stabilize it. And I guess they just haven't gotten it working for Android phones yet, which
Okay.
is too bad because that's what I'm on. But we used your iPhone 5S and it worked
You
just
did.
great.
You did. Chit Chat, the segment where I read your comments and mock you. Tristan Pilger. Not to be rude, but the moon is in the sky most of the time. The only time the moon appears to not be in the sky is when it's a new moon. Otherwise, wait until it's a new moon. So this must have been about your night photography video.
Yeah, it must be something shooting the stars. A lot of people shouldn't be embarrassed.
Don't be
A lot
embarrassed.
of adults don't actually know how the moon works.
I used to think
This
it
is
was
common.
a hologram put there by the government.
Some people think the moon comes out at night and the sun comes out during the day. That's not true.
Our daughter Madeline thinks it follows us in the car, which really worries me.
The moon's on its own cycle. Sometimes it's out during the day. It has its own moonrise and moonset times. And they're not 24 hours.
No.
So sometimes it's out all night, sometimes it's out all day. And there are moon phases. So the moon is actually not there at night most of the time.
What? I'm just kidding. Yeah, Tristan. So not to be rude or anything, but looks like we're all wrong sometimes.
Another bit of trivia that people don't really understand is that the moon phases are caused by the position of the sun relative to the moon. So if you see just the right half of the moon, that means the sun is over here and it's lighting up just that side of the moon. It's an example of side lighting. And I
Yeah.
actually use that example in our DVD training series.
Yeah, yeah.
But people don't really understand that you can tell where the sun is currently, even at night, by just looking at the moon.
Oh, I wish
What's this
I
guy's username, Chelsea?
fucking-
Nailed it.
Is Nikon secretly sponsoring or paying Tony to switch over to Nikon? Nikon knows Tony is well respected
Appreciate that.
and highly viewed on YouTube for photography purposes, so this business transaction is a win-win situation for both Nikon and Tony. Just a thought. We'll have to see in the coming months of how Tony and company will review Nikon products. Stay tuned. I like this guy. He creates a little suspense. Is he completely 100% wrong? Yes. We're not sponsored.
I
really
just wanted to
wish-
read this as like a message to Nikon. Like, listen to this guy.
Listen to
Send
this
us
guy.
some money, Nikon. Send us some
Send
free gear.
us, sponsor me.
Oh, we had to pay for this stuff out of pocket.
I know.
Maybe I wouldn't complain about the missing Ray button so much if you sent it to me for free.
Yeah, send it to us for free.
Come
My
on.
pictures are
Where
so
are you
cool.
guys?
Yeah.
No, we haven't. We've never gotten any piece of free gear. We get loaners, but we have to send them back.
We wouldn't accept it anyway. I don't want a sponsorship from gear because then I wouldn't be able to review and everything. And I like to trash talk gear just to make people in the forums mad.
Yeah, ethically, I couldn't bring myself
No.
to praise something that I'd been paid
But we
for.
do know from a friend that they will send people gear and say use it and say good things about it, but you can't tell anyone that you're using it.
You bring up a good point. There are people on forums who talk about lenses and cameras, and they've gotten it for free.
They're getting it for free from the manufacturers, and they're not allowed to say that they're doing that.
Yeah, I think that's unethical.
I think it's really unethical.
We have a sponsor, Squarespace. We tell you that they're paying us. I think it's unethical to have hidden sponsorships.
So,
like that.
so you should know there are a lot of people with hidden sponsorships. I promise you, we will never be one of those people because I'm just too much of a pain in the butt to do anything like that.
Yeah, so you have to kind of be aware of recommendations, even from forums.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're paid, and you don't know it.
Very soon, I'm going to get married, and I will treat my wife the way Tony does. I really like this couple. I just thought that was
nice.
sweet because you really are good to me.
Yeah, we
And
do have a good relationship.
I'm glad people see that.
Earlier today, I made hot dogs and I completely burnt one, and I gave you the good one. That's what you always get, the better piece of toast.
You are good to me,
the better
but
sandwich.
my one complaint would be like you're very nice to me and you express a lot of love to me, but I just wish there was more chocolate involved in that. And so I'm just gonna say it here.
This is not the first time today that she's made this complaint. There's something missing in our relationship,
And it's chocolate.
and it's chocolate.
And I just think, like, instead of saying, Chelsea, I love you, if you just hand me chocolate, we'd have an implied thing there.
And this is another example where I want to use the power of the group here, like quantum computing, figure out what this comment means.
So
Mohammed
said, what hoss is this freck old man? I think it's, what? Who's this freck old man?
Okay, but what does freck mean then?
I think it's a bad word. And I think that he's calling you freck old man. What the freck is this guy talking about?
Freck.
Anyone?
Does anybody know what
Anyone
he's
in
talking
the
about?
studio care to interpret? Alexis?
I would say freckled, but Tony's
He's not
not
freckled.
freckled.
Hmm. Well, but you're okay with the old man part?
No.
No.
You hesitated there.
We're not
before saying
okay
no.
with it. We just agree with it.
You got it.
We got it. We got it.
Okay, tell us what freck means.
Wow, dog whisper. That really made me laugh. So I put up that picture of the dog whisperer. Like
Wow,
you,
dog whisper.
he has great teeth and nice full lips and short eyebrows.
This is the sole reason that I shaved my goatee. The
No,
real
it's
reason.
not.
I'm tired of looking like Caesar Milan. All the dog. Now I just get the white Jamie Foxx.
You shaved and now you're white Jamie Foxx. Whew. Instant photo
Okay,
reviews.
let's take a
But
look
we
at
have
a few
so
more
many
photos.
good comments. All right, we'll do photo reviews. Live questions and comments. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, I have some control here.
James Martin wants to know, if you can't smell, can you taste?
Oh my God, the first question everybody always asks me about the smelling thing. Can you taste? Yes, they're separate senses.
Okay. John Geary says, Tony, would you buy a Fuji X-T1 or not? Be real. We did.
I have a Fuji. Yeah, we have a review
We
on
did
it.
buy it.
So, yeah, go for it. But honestly, we weren't crazy about it from the start, and we still have it, but it stays on the shelf. We have other cameras, and we just prefer to pick them up. So, no, just not my favorite camera.
Three Bood Photography says, I want to ask, did you guys ever visit Dubai? And we really want to visit
It's on
Dubai.
the short list. Yeah, it's a difficult and expensive place to visit.
Yeah.
It takes a long time to get there, and the plane tickets are outrageous, and then the
Really
hotel and stuff
expensive.
is, yeah.
You know what? I know someone that spent $80,000 on plane tickets to Dubai.
Yeah, you can get the sweetest plane rides to Dubai ever.
You
They
can
have
get
like
your
private suites in
own
the
suite.
airplane.
$80,000. Would any of you, if you had it, pay $80,000 for a plane ride? Let me know, girl, because I would not. I would not. Would you?
You know, if any of our viewers are willing to pay that much, I'll tell you
Fly
what,
us
throw
out.
us a couple of tickets and we'll hang out with
Send
you.
us some
and
of that oil money.
that you can spend the whole time at a bar on the airplane at that fee, and we will hang out at the bar and just drink martinis and go to Dubai.
Oh my
Send it over.
gosh.
Seriously, I'm ready.
People aren't going to send us money, Tony.
I can dream.
If you ever changed your career, what career would you try? From Karen and Chungo. I like that name.
Oh, well, if I ever change my career, I've changed my career a bunch of times.
I would be an opera singer. because I've been singing tonight, and I think I've got it going on. I think I've got the gift.
I mean, this is the career that I chose. I love photography, teaching, and travel. I'm just trying to integrate more travel into it.
So you just would
Once
wanna
I get
travel
somebody
more.
to send me free plane tickets
To
around the world,
Dubai?
yeah, then it will be the ultimate career. So that's the only thing I would change.
What if
is
we
more
just
people
had?
sending me free tickets.
We just found all the people that worked for airlines, and then they give us their family and friends discount, and we could just fly around the world forever, and just visit them, and I could make them cookies.
Yeah, well, let's do that.
Okay. Tony, what would you pick between a 24-70 and a 70-200 for portraits and events? He's gonna say the 70-200.
There you go.
You don't have to ask Tony. I know some stuff too. Just kidding. I
mean,
don't.
it kind of depends, portraits or events, and what sort of event. But for some events, you want the 24-70.
I think that's it.
Okay. We'll look at a couple of pictures, and we started late, so we'll go a little bit late, but it's after 6 already. By the way, if you're not watching the show live, don't submit your pictures. We only accept the submissions during the live show. Here we have a photographer, street photography, which is usually done in black and white. But in this case, I think our main subject is wearing the brightest colors.
I think it's Leonardo
colors in the
DiCaprio in the
background.
background.
You're
Leonardo
right, my eyes kinda do
DiCaprio
go right to
circa
Leonardo.
year 2000.
I will try this in black and white just because, I'll get rid of that
That's
before and after.
traditional.
Just because it's traditional.
You're so traditional.
Yeah, I think that works too. I don't know if that's, oh, there's more. What do you think, Chelsea? Black and white or color?
See, the color is not my problem with this picture. It's that there's not a clear subject. Because the bride is completely overwhelming, but then she's not placed in the frame in a way that makes her the subject.
You know,
There's
I
a bunch
think
of
I actually liked
photographers.
it better when the bride was cropped out. This was accidental, but yeah, when I saw it now, I don't know. There was just too much going on.
But they did capture an interesting moment that tells a good story.
Yeah, it is good street photography. I was just trying to decide on the right crop, but nicely done.
Oh,
I
cheater.
can only guess that this was taken with a flash, and the flash didn't hit the background, and that's why we got the black background. But you know, I know with the crops, but clearly, right?
No.
Yeah.
Oh my
No,
gosh, Tony, no. Someone needs to keep you in check. You need to buy me chocolate, and you need to stop cropping everything. Uncrop that.
Oh, okay.
Uncrop my heart.
You're like, this needs more just black space up here. We could add more black space. Would that be better? How far should the
Ew.
black space go?
I'm ashamed of you.
You tell us. I thought it was better with the crop.
Yeah, you tell us. I like this.
Yeah, good street photography, good moment. Throw those guys a buck if you take their
Throw 'em
picture.
a buck. If you take a picture, you have to throw the money. It's a rule.
Lots of black and white stuff.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, interesting picture here. I like the
I like it.
and great crop on that one. Wouldn't change it at all.
Oh. Boat.
Yeah, that's definitely pretty. We have some powerful lines in here.
Yeah, I like
the
the lines
blues,
of those little buildings.
The reflection here is just gorgeous.
I think I like the right part of the picture the most. Those reflections of those buildings.
Yeah, there actually might be a bit much going on.
That place
Might
looks
be
happening.
good to simplify the composition a little bit. Oh, that's a great picture. I love that. Beautiful. Nicely done.
I do like it.
Do you think it's a little dark, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like that a lot. I think you missed focus a little bit because it looks like it's focused right about here, and you want to focus right on her because that's
She's
that's
the subject.
right where your eyes go. That is
Adorable
the subject.
little subject.
But what we have here is not quite symmetry. It's a little off center, but it's using the rule of thirds and just a fantastic shot. I'd be really proud of that. Nicely done.
Great shot.
Yeah, great contrast in the sky.
I love it.
Interesting border here. It's kind of implying that it's taken on, it looks like 6x7 medium format film.
I think it's a lie.
Yeah, it's probably a lie. Because the edges are never that sharp. With film, it's always like blurry.
You're right. It does bleed a little. Can't.
The crop makes me uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable.
Because it's not following the rule of space. It feels very unbalanced to me. I would just like to see the cat over on this side of the screen.
Just move the cat.
Yeah.
Move the cat.
Move the cat.
Oh, this is Joe Baker.
Oh.
I recognize those pictures from our group, the Stunner group. And I really like his model, and I like these pictures. They're really interesting.
Yeah, beautiful color, perfect focus on the near eye.
I might actually raise the shadows just a little bit, Joe, because if you zoom in on her eye again, you can see that they're dark, and they're really the subject of the photo, her eyes and her lips.
Yeah, you know, I initially liked the contrast, but, you know, looking at the before and after, don't you think
I still like the contrast in the cheeks and in the hair, so I would actually take this into Photoshop, and you don't want to, you know, overexpose the eyes because then it gets really cheesy and fake looking, but just bring them up a tiny bit. Wow. And she has beautiful bone structure too.
I'm just going to erase the shadows some there.
And those eyebrows.
Okay. There you go.
Okay. I like Joe because he takes a lot of pictures of women, but they're always very, like, tasteful, and he just has an eye for, I don't know, appreciating bone structure and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, bring up those eyes a little bit.
Oh, running boys. That guy in the front looks like me. He's like, why am I running? It was a bad choice.
He's a little close to the leading edge there. It feels a little off balance. But I think it's a good shot. I like the background blur. Nice and sharp. Yeah, I think black and white helps there because the colors aren't part of the story.
The background's a little distracting, but the colors do tell you that they're on a track.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Ooh, I love this picture.
Yeah, that is really nice.
That's excellent. I would change nothing.
Fantastic shot. Nicely done. A little bit of fringing there, so be careful with the processing.
Oh, yeah, you gotta be careful. Oh,
this is low contrast. I'm going to guess this was taken through glass. You can tell just by looking at the histogram, like, look how there are no blacks here. So we just want to introduce some blacks. That's too much. But introduce a little bit of blacks. We'll raise the white point too. And I've wildly overdone it because I was just looking at the histogram, but let's boost those shadows some. All right, so now we'll do the before and after. So definitely better after a little bit of processing, right? Didn't take much.
Oh, you're good. It's 6:11. These people must be bored of us, Tony.
This is a very dark picture, and you know, it depends. Maybe on your screen you can see the detail in town here. I can see almost nothing, and the God rays here in the sky are barely visible, so we just need to find ways to bring the contrast out here. You know, what we might be able to do is to raise the overall exposure, raise the shadows, and let's see if we can just recover the highlights a little bit. I'm just going to select the sky here using the selective brush and then see if I can do something to boost the contrast that just there in the sky. Okay.
Oh, wow. I looked over and things really changed for the better over there.
Yeah, so what I just basically did was reduce the overall contrast, and now if we look at the before and after, I think it just has a lot more pop. Oh, we were zoomed in before, so I couldn't actually see the whole thing. But that's better, right?
Arno just said he'll send me chocolate from Switzerland.
I ain't.
That's why I'm in
Get it
this.
over here. Any more comments you want to read before we call it a day?
Erky said we should get a beer sponsorship. Hey, Erky, I miss you, baby.
We would love it. Somebody send us beer.
Someone invited us to go to Iran. That would be a cool trip.
Yeah.
And someone said, do you have some custom settings in mind when it comes to wedding photography? Perfect forehand. I see you a lot. No.
Chapter 7 in stunning digital photography. I don't know. There's not like you can't just dial something into
No,
your
'cause
camera and be a wedding photographer.
It's always different lighting.
There's
and
massive
could
amounts
be
of
inside or
planning
outside
that go
or
into it.
yeah.
And chapter 7 of stunning digital photography. And my photography buying guide has a lot of information about
Oh,
wedding
someone
gear.
said that the sheep were colored for breeding.
Oh,
Vincent said that.
like that's how they make themselves look sexy? Splash on a little blue, and then the other sheep are like, whoo, I like that blue on you.
No, Tony, no.
make some
Oh, and
lambs.
Howard Thompson took the hotel room shot, and he said it was for their website, and it was his first attempt at interior/real estate photography. And I think you did a great job, Howard Thompson.
Yeah, you know, with any picture, it's hard for us to just to review it without knowing what it's going to be used for. Because a portrait that's used for glamour is different than a portrait that's used for business, and we would evaluate it differently. But we tend to get these pictures completely blind. But yeah, as a real estate shot, it was very good. You still might straighten up those edges a little bit. There was a little distortion.
Oh, wait. Seven of Lavender said, my friend Sage is a huge fan. He has a signed book from both of you. Would you give him a shout out right now? We're both watching you. Please. Hello,
Sup, Sage.
Ooh. Do the Sage dance. That's it.
Yeah, if you buy a book from our website, sdpcommunity.com,
You can get it
you have the
signed.
option to have it signed, and
Gonna give me
it's not a
carpal tunnel.
stamp or anything. We literally sign it and ship it out of our house.
Justin comes up to me. He's like, Chelsea, I hate to bother you. Will you sign these books? And I'm always like, my signature is really ugly.
True story.
That's a true story. It's really interesting. You might want to write it down, share it with your friends later. So that's
Well,
it.
Join us here every Thursday at 5 o'clock.
Eastern time.
Yep, don't forget to subscribe, to share it, tell your friends
Share it.
about it. And of course, thanks to our sponsor, Squarespace. Squarespace.com/Tony and use the
Squarespace.com.
coupon code PHOTONEWS. Is that
Yeah.
right? Photo News?
Sure.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Goodbye. Isn't that true, Justin?